You're listening to B2B Tech Talk with Ingram Micro, where we share topics that will inspire business growth and help you stay ahead of advances in technology before they become mainstream. This episode is sponsored by Ingram Micro Xvantage, the game-changing platform that will transform your business potential and reshape how customers see you. Today, we're joined by Bob Kopesky, CEO of Surelock Technology out of Atlanta, Georgia. Bob, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So glad to have you here. And I have to tell you, my heart is warm because I see all of my Georgia Bulldogs memorabilia behind you, and your chair is red and black. My goodness.
That's right. Go dogs, right?
Go dogs. Well, we're here to talk about you and Sherlock today. And first of all, congratulations on your moving up and becoming Dell Gold. I know that that's a big achievement. What does that mean for Sherlock?
Yeah, it means a lot. Basically, we've worked hard to achieve this certification. We have our engineers as well as our sales team all taking all the certs, so on and so forth. And, also, part of that is the sales achievement part of it, which I think we were maybe times three of what it requires, which, is not easy to do. And we're super excited about it. And, it helps provide visibility within Dell as well as, Ingram and our distributor partners. And I've already seen the difference by having that gold status. So I'm really excited about that.
And when you say you've noticed a difference, what difference have you seen?
Yeah, just basically the attention level that we receive, and it definitely provides an extra layer of trust within the segment reps and individual reps on the data center side. They know that we've taken the time to get the certifications, and we're not just somebody thinking about selling Dell. We're actually doing it and have proven it.
So you're committed. When it comes to the Dell solution set, where are you focused on a particular area?
Yeah, mostly on the data center and storage data center, a little bit of networking. We have sold a ton of Chromebooks and laptops and monitors and stuff like that as well. But really, our core focus is on the data center and server full hybrid solutions with Unity and so on and so forth.
So you have been doing this through Ingram Micro,
Yes,
and you have been a partner of ours pretty much, I believe, since you started the business a few years ago.
yes, I have.
So how did that come about?
Yeah. So, how did I become an Ingram partner, or did how
Yep.
the
How did you become an Ingram partner?
yeah?
You have a
So
lot of
I
choices out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I came from a competitor, so I was a sales rep for years, and an individual contributor, and always had great deal of experience or great good experience working with Ingram. And so it was on my list of distributors that I wanted to partner with. And I had some contacts, so I was able to utilize those contacts to be able to make sure that the people that ended up working with me knew that I had a background and could really get out there and increase their total overall sales. So got connected with Jeff Daly internally, as well as Tom Wesleski out of Florida, and Jeff has been unbelievably amazing. Matter of fact, I talked to him yesterday. He's at home with COVID, but he's still working and trying, asking me how many deals I got going. So it's just a great experience to have somebody at your fingertips that just gets stuff done.
Well, that's commitment for sure,
Yeah,
considering that he's homesick.
yeah.
So you became an Ingram Micro partner, then you also joined Ingram Micro's Trustex Alliance community shortly thereafter. What has that been, and what has that meant for your business growth?
Yeah, that's been huge. When I bought this company, and we didn't really do as much, or the company that I bought didn't really do as much resale. So they didn't have as much of a partnership with any of the distributors. So one that was the joining in with Ingram part of that was being able to kind of tie into that kind of organization. I didn't know it was Trustex, but I knew that I wanted to eventually get into something like that. And during COVID, the year of COVID, 2020, even 2021, there wasn't a lot of stuff going on. A lot of events that were planned were canceled. So, Tom had come to me and said, "Hey, I've got an opportunity for you to take a look based on your run rate and stuff like that. Would really like you to look at Trustex." So, he connected me with Ann, and we went out and checked everything out, and just absolutely loved the mind share with other business owners that might not be in my backyard. So there's actually less risk there because they're not going to compete, and we're all dealing with similar problems, right? So just being able to have that network has been unbelievably helpful for me, and I'm really excited to be a part of Trustex.
That's awesome. So when you started your company, I'm trying to do the math here.
Yeah.
You started your company during COVID or right at the beginning of COVID.
Yes.
Talk about taking a risk.
Yeah.
That's
This December
incredible.
19th, 2019. And then, shortly after that is when everybody started buying masks. And then shortly after that, then things started closing down. But yeah, so it's been interesting and challenging and unpredictable. But I think business in general can be unpredictable. So it's kind of part of it. If you can't make it through something like that, then you might not be, should be doing this kind of thing anyway.
Absolute resilience. And I bet you at that time you thought, maybe I should have gone in the toilet paper business.
Right. Right.
Everybody seems to be wanting that right now.
Well, I don't know. We got into being in the IT business. It wasn't like that in 2020, but like in 2021 and 2022, you couldn't get anything. So
Yeah,
it was very similar. It just, you had people wanting to buy it, but you couldn't get it. So especially
yeah,
like
absolutely.
switches and stuff like that was really challenging, and having those conversations.
And then now you're an MSP, you serve a lot of companies, and it looks like you serve a lot of school districts with
Yeah.
managed services as well. What's it like working in schools, and what are their biggest concerns?
Yeah. So I think, one of the biggest things when it comes to, what I call SLED, state, local, and education, is being able to understand, how they operate, how they budget, how they actually get a purchase order done, and the political side of it too, and what they deal with on, one week you might have a commissioner that is great and wonderful, and then the next week that changes because the public voted a different person in, or superintendent or board member, whatever the case may be. So being able to have been through that and that experience, and actually connecting people too, like that's one of the big things that we try to do, is connect. If a school district has an IT director that doesn't know anybody, kind of like Trustex, we try to connect them. It's
Oh,
like, hey, you
nice.
should call such and such. It's that you will have a great experience. And they tried to do what you're doing, and they had to go through that for a couple years, and you probably could learn something from them. So that's the value that we bring to those kind of organizations, and I think that's the value that they look for.
What do you love most about what you do?
What do I love most about what I do? It's probably the challenge. Is sometimes you wonder why, but it is challenging, right? I mean, this industry is really, really strange at times, and a lot of things don't make sense. They should be black and white, and they're not. And I think that coming in and solving those complex challenges, as far as getting things done for customers, it's a lot of fun, right? And it also shows that just not anybody can do it, because as black and white as it looks from the outside, it is definitely not that way.
Boy, isn't that the truth? It's a very complex industry that's moving so quickly.
Hmm.
And since you're focused a lot on security, and in the school systems, I'm sure AI has become a topic of conversation. How are they talking about it? Are they talking about how they're handling it?
Yeah, they're absolutely. I think, you know, really the AI has been around for a while, but when ChatGPT actually launched, I think it really put it out there that, hey, this is real and it works. What else can we do with it? What are we going to do about the kids? They're cheating, all those kind of things. And from that perspective, they had a lot on their plate. And probably, most of the IT people that I talked to and just people in general at schools and governments, they didn't like it. They didn't want to have to deal with it because it was another thing that they were going to have to police or stop but now it's like, let's adapt to this. Let's let the kids use it. If they're smart enough to know what to type in and learn it, open it up, let them do it. But you still got to have some guardrails on it, obviously. And we see that, they're talking about it in the government on a daily basis right now because it is such a scary kind of situation. But there is, like I was at a school system yesterday, and what they want to do is, utilize AI on their camera systems. In the past, you had to buy these real robust cameras that had the AI at the camera, and now the software is so strong that it doesn't matter what camera you have, and they can utilize that AI to look for weapons, look for suspicious people, look for all different kind of things. The sky's really the limit, right? When it comes to that. So yeah, they're definitely talking about it. Like I said, yesterday I was in front of a customer and they were talking about it.
So that brings a new challenge for you in your business to
Absolutely.
help your customers navigate through all of this, and you're really navigating through it together,
Yes.
which is a lot of fun. And where do you see the next probably, let's say, 9 to 12 months? Where do you think things are going?
Well, I think that more and more, well, I believe, it's more than think. You're seeing it, right? More and more, there's going to be the natural integration of where products really just include it. It's not going to be the ones that don't adapt and start adding in layers of AI to their products, they'll probably go away. So I think it's going to be just more of a natural piece that connects. I mean, you look at that Juniper, the HPE buying Juniper, right? One of the biggest things that they've stated is that they bought the Mist platform that's driving all the AI, do more with less people, right? And there's this big network uh, engineering shortage. Well, this kind of helps solve that. Doesn't completely solve it, but it definitely helps, right? So having those things, and then just having the overall shortage in talent in general, but specifically on the technical side, we're really really impacted by that because there's just not enough skilled people out there. And being able to do, add AI to the help desk and just all the different things that we can do. I see a lot of things happening. I get shocked when I go to presentations and it doesn't come up. And I mean any kind of presentation. I'm finance. I was in a finance presentation the other day and they're talking about it. So it's out there, it's everywhere, and it's we're going to see the adaption of it over probably the next 24 months in a big way, where we're probably going to be tired of hearing about it, right?
You know what's crazy is that if I were a freshman at UGA today, probably what's going to be hot in IT in 4 years is not even being offered
Right.
today, right? It's moving that quickly.
Yes.
So, what advice, if I were a freshman going to starting UGA in the fall, what advice would you give me?
Yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, I would say to learn the basics, right? Because even at that high level of, AI or any kind of software development or just network, being able to configure a network switch is not an easy thing, right? But just learning the basics of, a computer, a server, a data, why is there a data center? A lot of people don't understand a lot of the fundamentals, the 101 things. I grew up in it, so I naturally I just kind of was there and learned it because of that. But the newer generation, it's already here, so they kind of need to go back and look at what what has transpired, right, from 90 to today
Sure.
from a technical perspective. So that would be what I would suggest, is look at that, and then, figure out what your passion is in technology, and learn as much as you can while you're there.
Yeah, that's really, really great advice. Have you been to any of our Ingram Micro One events?
Yes.
And what was your impression?
Oh, it's a lot, right? It's a lot of, I mean, the the advantage, next advantage is a huge thing. Everybody's really, really excited about it. Clearly, the timeline in what they've done is unheard of, unseen, from anybody anywhere. And it works. I mean, obviously, there's always still some things that got to be worked out, but I mean, it really does work, and it's a powerful tool that we've been able to capitalize on, as well as just the going to an Ingram One event. I mean, that, like we talked about with Trustex, I mean, just having that mind share of other
Yeah.
people. Hey, what are you doing? Also, learning about the different solutions, right? The showcase area is incredible. And everybody, really wants to take the time and tell you about their product and service, and where it might fit or not fit in your organization. So that's always good too. You might not love everything you see or want to adapt it into your business, but you at least know it's out there.
Sure. Yeah, that awareness is fantastic. You touched on Xvantage. Based on the way distributors traditionally manage their business and the way, and now being able to access a digital business ecosystem,
Right.
what what's been the difference for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's being able to do all things in pretty much one platform has been great. Typically, like I said, I have a wonderful rep, which is great, but I don't want to call them at 2 o'clock in the morning when I might have a chance to work on something, right? And if I can get in there and look more, it's not 2 o'clock in the morning mostly with me. It's more the Saturday or Sunday, and I'll be able to log in there and get whatever information I'm needing to help me, get a reply out to my customer or whatever the case may be about what's going on a specific thing. So it's awake and alive at 24/7, right? Which is great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you have been such a delightful guest today. I've learned so much more about
Thank
your
you.
business and your company, and I'm excited for your growth and where you're going. And I hope I get to see you in person, either in
Absolutely.
Atlanta, or because I go up there often, or at the next Ingram Micro One event in
Or a
November.
Georgia game, right?
Oh my God, or a Georgia game. That's right. We'll have to text each other.
Yes.
Is looking forward to another great season with our great Coach Smart, and
Yep.
I think it's going to be another good one.
Absolutely.
Thanks again, Bob.
Thanks, Nina. Have a great day.
You too. Impactful global engagements, iconic entertainment experiences, and memorable networking opportunities. Be part of it all at Ingram Micro One 2024. You've been listening to Ingram Micro's B2B Tech Talk. Thanks for tuning in. If you like this episode and you want to continue the conversation online, use hashtag B2B Tech Talk.